On a belated hour of 3:08 a.m. in the morning, hanging out with my mother, who is a family member of mine that I have been taking care of within several months. Rarely even go to my room nor use the bed. That's why there's no sheets on it. However, I'm taking care of a family member of mine that's sick and doing my best I can. Today's subject is namsnoodle raging thoughts. The question is, does Nam have raging thoughts? Or is a certain someone who got the idea based on a question that I asked namsnoodle? So I'm going to turn on screen share here. See if it's on. Yeah, it's on. I'll go to my history. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to use the other one. Yeah, because that would go to my history and find out namsnoodle. Let's see. I'm going to save this video because this is where George got the raging thought idea thing, and then I'm going to get another video here. Just give me a minute.
Who's the original?
No. I'm doing something. It's nothing to do with no one, just me. Just try to sleep. I'm trying to. I'm talking low for you because I'm trying to get you to sleep. Basically, doing this live stream to try to help some family member of mine, my mother, get some sleep. She's been very sick. So that's what I'm doing. So I want to get this other guy here. Where is that? I think it's on Ray Appleman. I was trying to find Nam's response to Gigi, but I couldn't. So I just, you can put two and two together and tell that someone is failing on one side. So let's see here. So dashboard. So these two here hang out. I'm still live. So yeah, we're talking about Nam Triolo or namsnoodle. And this guy interests me because when I first looked at him, I think of him as nothing. But when I watched this video and certain other videos I watched, the man started to seem kind of interesting. And also, the other part is that we're going to find out if Nam has raging thoughts. If not, then, well, we'll find out what the rage really comes from as far as those raging thoughts. So I play the other video here. See if the screen cap got it. Yeah, we do. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it, and we're gonna see what's going on here.
There's all right. Test one, test two. There's a lot of disturbing things that are really manifesting on the internet, and I thought I pretty much had this individual was out of the loop, so to speak. And I'm gonna get back to some stuff. I'm cranking some videos out here. I'm gonna have enough time to crank this video. We all know about the cross-dresser Brennan, the cross-dresser faggot named Brennan in California. I thought this malcontent pretty much moved on. And obviously, this malcontent right now, as you see here, has not moved on. This guy's got a face a mother could love.
Reminds me of myself, but I look at him, he does not have a face a mother can love. He just looks average to me.
And this is the guy that had like an emotional breakdown and kind of was out of the loop, so to speak. And this character is known as better known as Namsnoodle. And I said that, maybe it's best just to let this guy would probably like be off in the dust, so to speak. But now this guy is very much still involved in running his mouth under troll accounts and still running his mouth about me and under other accounts. This guy is pathetic. You look at the guy and tell he's the one so exact with a face only a mother could love. This motherfucker right here went ahead and did a video with some fucker that was totally insignificant as far as I'm concerned. We come and find out the other guy's name is David Taylor, aka Chipmunk Fuck. This guy was another troll that had called the show back in the days, or had trolled me back in the days. And this guy, why I called the guy Chipmunk Fuck, and I don't have a picture of this guy. He did one up. It's too much a waste of the time to even dig one up. The other guy who has this radio show looked like Chipmunk, but I'm getting ahead of myself right here. This is the guy better known as Namsnoodle, the Lady in the Heart. He had like.
First of all, this intro of who this guy is should have been done at least about a minute and a half or something. Minute 30 seconds. So this is like almost 3 minutes long.
An emotional breakdown a few
kind of reminds me of a certain person. Oh yeah, me.
Months ago, talking about raging thoughts.
Now I see where a certain one up in California means about me.
And he was having raging thoughts going on in his head about some
Remember that raging thoughts
things, and he was confused and tormented.
He froze that picture and paused it purposely. It's like he's whatever.
You can tell this guy is not the most brightest tool in the cutlery set. You can tell this guy has got some mental illness just by looking at him.
Looks very deceiving. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to find out about this man's raging thoughts, because this is the video that Gigi got this idea of talking all this stuff from. This is where it came from, this video. So we're going to zoom in. It's only 6 minutes and 24 seconds. We're going to find out about Namsnoodle raging thoughts. So there might be some violence and might not be suitable for children. So if you got children watching, just turn away. Get him away. He might even punch the camera off. Let's watch.
Hey everyone, Nam here. So I just wanted to, continue.
Is this thing low?
Reach out, hopefully help others.
Yeah, it is.
Any type of anxiety, and I have many of them, especially also social anxiety. And a lot of comes with that. Now this video in particular is about feeling like unwanted and unneeded. I've struggled with that.
I gotta plug in my laptop, so hold on for a minute. Sorry, folks, I plugged in my laptop, because otherwise the thing would just shut off on its own. Can't hardly talk. These receptacle things. I have to get a new battery soon. Okay. Alright. See, every time I take off the charger, it only lasts for an hour. Well, I believe it should last more than an hour, like 2-3 hours. Up 3-4 hours. Let's see. So let's continue.
For from time to time, and it's always putting blame on myself. What's wrong with me? when in reality there is nothing wrong with me. It's just the fact that I don't really put myself out there as much, or put myself in situations to start conversations.
And I'm gonna stop this there, because what interesting about this video is a lot of the stuff that he was saying in the 40-second period is actually related to myself. In fact, I can identify with a lot of the stuff he just said within 48 seconds than what I could with George or anyone else. And you see how fluent that everything is coming out.
Now, there are situations where, you do try to reach out to someone and you'll be like, hey, man, what's up, and you really don't get much of a response.
Yeah, I had that same problem multiple times, and it's a terrible feeling to feel rejected and unwanted, and especially if you either have anxiety or depression, it even makes it worse in performance.
Happens from time to time, and that also reinforces the negative aspect and the negative thinking that you're not wanted. But the reality is, we all are busy with our own lives, and it doesn't mean that.
And also, with that said, it depends on the person. And some people, as you just made an example to later on, some want to be bothered, some are interested, some are just, are hypocrites, different ways,
Don't care. It's just that, sometimes it's hard for others and us as well to take time out for others who need it. I try to remember that and remind myself that all the time. There are situations, though, where it's like, you see people probably always preaching to, help those who are less fortunate, and then you could just tell that person is not really the type.
Yeah, I man, bro, I've seen so many people that seen so many people like that in my time. It's not even funny. And they talk all this stuff, and you think they'll do this, and you think they'll do that, and you find out who they really are in performance. And this is because a therapist works and does his crap does not necessarily mean he is going to be like that when he gets home from his duties or his hours. He could be very well an asshole. You know what I'm saying? So I understand exactly where Nam's coming from, and he actually makes more sense than what's his name, George.
Really reach out and give a hand to others in need. You just tell it from their character just by knowing them or having been around them.
It's hard to believe that you never even visit my channel before. You and I, we got few things in common. It's only been a minute and 52 seconds.
Your life. I see that too. And it hurts.
Definitely. It hurts. And, being an attention whore is one of the things that, had made me an attention whore was the stuff like this, and then other things in life that were, besides social, like other problems and, things like that. Of course, I'm not comparing myself to Harmon, because unlike Harmon, I am an attention whore, but he isn't. He's just, speaking his mind. And I'm not doing this for attention. This guy interests me, and I decided to do a video of him, and I decided to do a live stream.
Yeah, the feeling of being unwanted, it really does suck.
Yeah, it really, yeah.
And then you just go into a state of depression, obviously.
Oh, yes. When I had felt that way, I actually got to the place where I had anger, and almost anger to the place I felt like saying whatever the hell I wanted. And sometimes now I'm thinking this now, I wonder, do I have raging thoughts? Which, what this man is doing is nothing to do with raging thoughts so far, and it's only been 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So I don't see no raging thoughts.
that kicks in. You're just thinking, oh, what's wrong? Like I said, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me when nothing is? But you do sometimes wonder who really is there for you sometimes.
Yeah.
And you gotta look through it all. It's like, for me, this is a similarity. A lot of people that I was able to connect with were elder people, as opposed to people my own age, my peers.
That's interesting, because a lot of the performances that I've seen from people my age, there are elder people and people that are older than I am that do the same stuff that people my age do. And you have that connection with elders. But for myself, I had folks who were older enough to be my grandmother or my mother that did all kinds of shit the same way as people your own age would do, just stuff like that. But yeah, I guess everybody's outlooks is different, including Harmon's.
I mean, I don't have a couple, like I said, I do have a couple good friends, and I'm blessed, that are around my age. Like I said, I'm blessed for that. But like, I've always seemed to connect better and hold conversations pretty well.
And it's funny because he's talking about blessed with a few friends and stuff. I've learned on the internet, and this is for me only, that I have one of my problems is finding committed people, and then it's the same thing outside the internet. And for a man who is suffering like this, and for a man who has went through some of the similar shit that I can share, it is amazing that he has more success than I am. And as much as this George guy likes to attack him as weight, it really, the man is really, he might be big bone, but he actually is in shape. There's like a video I did where it was like completely and utterly unbelievable.
That are older than me, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I was just able to, I guess, so to speak, thrive on that aspect. But when it came to peers my age, especially girls, but now, like,
girls are more complicated, no matter how old they are, no matter how long they've been living. Some of them are just complex bees, basically.
Nowadays, it's equal whether it's a guy or a girl. But it was just really hard, because I was always wondering, what do I talk about, or how to keep a conversation going.
Yeah, I have that same problem, and I think one of the examples I will use is Fupsy. One of the reasons that I dealt with her was basically because of the very same stuff that this guy was talking about, feeling unwanted and rejected. And looking at this woman, I said, there's something about her where I'm going to end up dealing with that. So I started contacting her out of doing a study on social interaction. And sure enough, I was right about the woman and how she was acting in performance. And I recorded the Facebook responses. I recorded everything on my flash drives and saving them for a study I'm doing. And, it turned out exactly the same way. It was unwanted and rejected. And I didn't really do nothing. Like, I said, how you doing? And was trying to keep a conversation. And it just was like, it would go in one ear and out the other. And then there were other people similar, but Danielle projected a lot, and I focused on her because of those dogmas.
It's just really small talk that you should start with, and you don't really.
And sometimes, even if you do small talk, it's like very, very hard to try to get people interested. I mean, people are more complex, and the women, from my personal failures and experience, are more complex than the men. Sometimes the men don't let you know off bat, but the women, they have a face. They give you a hint. You know what I'm saying? They're more bitches than men.
putting so much pressure on yourself that can't be stressed enough. But
Oh God, how many times I had to tell myself that, and then the urge of putting pressure on myself was like, oh fuck this, you know. So had that feeling so many times, and it's amazing. I mean, the guy makes more sense, and it's just when I first saw this video, I said, "Oh wow."
um,
Then I
going
had watched other videos too, ones about George as well, but yeah, this one just really caught me, and it got me interested in subscribing to this Harmon fella.
for something, obviously. Um, but going, I don't want to drift away too much from the feeling I'm wanting this. It does. It hurts because, like I said, you just do reach out to people if you are in need, and then there's some that just don't really.
Have you ever had one of those situations where you needed something and you try to reach out to a person that knows what they're doing, but you get the feeling that you might have like get on their nerves, or you be overstaying your welcome in a way that you are taking up their time? Have you ever got that feeling? Because I had that problem so many times with contacting folks in emails, or even like when I was younger, I used to call a store a lot and asking questions about something that I bought, or something to do with some stuff that I was getting into that the store were experts about, and the things I didn't know back then that I know now. It was just I mean, some people you can ask for help, and then they take it as if that he they take it as if it's a norm. They're gonna be like, "Oh man, it's always this guy all the time." Or there's some people that may say, "Well, every time I see him, he always asking for money and all this stuff." When really you need legitimate help. So I get what Harmon is saying, but I'm also sharing my personal experience and what I picked up about people so far.
I seem to give a damn.
Oh yeah, that is also true.
That's life. And generally, like I said, for the most part, people are busy and they're busy trying to take care of their own lives and their own families. But
And
then
from my experience, for folks that are busy, some of them do take the time if they're interested. I mean, granted, no matter how busy a person is, if they really want to do something, no matter what, they'll make the time. I've learned that a long time ago. When a person really wants to do something, they'll make the time. So,
some people who generally probably don't actually give a damn. That's their fault and their loss. So I mean,
well, whether they lost or not, they could care less. But at the same time, you know, sometimes we reach out to certain people. And I know one of them, for an example, he wasn't a friend of mine, but he was someone that I looked up to as a mentor. And I don't know why I looked up to him as a mentor, but he projected a lot of things where I got information that I never got help on the internet before. And he just disappointed me after a while. And yeah.
and it's an experience that they passed up to connect with someone.
And he just, like I got to the place where I felt like he didn't give a damn about me whatsoever, and you know, lied to me on a few things.
else, because maybe one day that they'll go through something like that. They never know that. You never know that.
I don't know about Sean going through anything like that, but you never know, because where I come from and what I was taught, it's like you reap what you sow. Whatever you give to folks, it's gonna come right back to you.
And it's just you always try to find someone that you can relate to. That's
Yeah, like you, for instance. But I never really did, never really focused on you until now. But simply because was looking at your channels, and I found some cool stuff. But I'm not really into sports a lot, but I'm down with the other things on your channel?
My message: always reach out to someone. And see, that's how also you can also work on your social anxiety skills too, or just trying to reach out to someone, trying to relate to them in some way, shape, or form. That's just my advice. I mean, naturally, I do keep to myself, but it's something that I'm gonna.
You know what? That's kind of funny because when I looked at Harmon, he looked like someone that keeps to himself. Like if I ran into him, for instance, in real life, I could probably see him just not saying much. He's sociable, don't get me wrong, but he just has a selective mindset. And I think that's probably might explain some performances of certain things he's comfortable choosing and certain things he's comfortable not to choose in terms of people he's talking to. So it's sort of, I've seen people like him. That's all I can tell you. I don't know how to explain the words. I'm not that articulate enough to explain, but yeah.
Shell, so to speak, sometimes. But I try to work and improve upon that, get out of that little shell, and try to open myself up to others. But like I said, I try to, reach out to as many people as I can. And it's hard to be rejected sometimes, or feel like you're being rejected. But sometimes you gotta make it a little positive. Maybe it's not you. There's just a situation. But you can't help but sometimes think that and this probably is the case every one or two out of like 10.
It really does look like he's talking to me.
Someone might not just give a damn, but that's their fault, their loss, not your fault. I just wanted to give you a vlog, just my personal take on it. There are people out there that care. Just keep chugging along, keep pounding. That's a Carolina Panthers reference right there, but just keep thinking positive. So that's.
You sound like my mother saying that.
As always, I'm Nam. Always use your name.
Okay, so that was Nam Triola and his raging thoughts. Now, did anyone saw any raging thoughts? Let me see if I'm still in the air. Because I had an incident where, I'm still alive. Good. Did anybody see any raging thoughts of Nam's noodle? Because I sure as hell didn't see it. So someone has an over-exaggeration in the head in such a way that he is probably having raging thoughts himself. But I just find this video of George funny. He did it around the same time he was exposing who I really was as Jeremy Warren, which, that's what I am, no shit. But he got that out of the YouTube privacy complaint. And after he did a video about me, he did this video about Harmon. So let's get back to Leighton.
Leighton Harmon, a.k.a. Nampriola. What a sexy beast. What a man-child. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this motherfucker up and talking about this motherfucker, because there was some stuff that was said under a show that was pretty much disturbing. And the other guy named David Taylor, a guy from Canada, that actually has a face like a chipmunk. If I could dig his face up somewhere in the archives, I would, but it's too much of a bother to even talk about it. They're sitting here talking about trolling me, in the days of trolling me, and they're talking about some other disturbing stuff. Let me play a little bit of this right here, which is totally kills some brain cells.
We come up with these plans on how to get it. And then it was like he'd do 8 shows on the year. And I remember one year, some guy was streaming them live on the internet for all the people to watch. And I think it was only at first it was 40, and we kept getting kicked out of the room. And then after the first episode, there was 9. And so we just come in and we just fucking watch it.
What these fuckers are talking about is basically going into.
I'm gonna skip over
and
this
it's literally like she
because
pretty much outweighed him by at least.
I don't know.
Make out of this little video right here is in this show.
Here we go.
Harmon made a bold statement saying that he went ahead and called my ex-girlfriend's son, or is trying to find the whereabouts of my ex-girlfriend named Sue. And he made a bold thing trying to troll Sue.
Troll Sue. From what I understand, he tried to find out about Sue and information about her involvement in the Gorgeous George show or whatever. Has nothing to do with the family.
They said that he got in contact with her son, saying that they were trying to find her. Well, motherfucker, you are a pathetic piece of shit. Okay? Trying
project much there, George?
To get involved, trying so desperate.
Hot kettle black.
A self-loathing son of a bitch that has bipolar tendencies.
I'm wondering, does George have bipolar tendencies? And raging thoughts.
And almost was ready to have a nervous breakdown. You think after that nervous breakdown that you almost had, that you would have pretty much realized that it ain't worth.
He didn't have a nervous breakdown. He was talking about his battle with social anxiety, depression, and being left out, and just social problems.
You know, trolling.
It was like a conversation, dude.
People, when you have your own mental.
But when a person is butthurt, they're gonna over-exaggerate and not use facts.
Deficiencies, latent Harmon.
I mean, granted, I had people that comment and talked about me, but did I give a damn? No. I just let them go. But somebody as old as you should have had that sense brought to you a long time ago, especially when folks call your number. Why would you stay on the phone with them long enough to try to make comebacks and whatever? Just hang up.
And your own mental deficiencies and your own problems. The point I'm making out of this little clip right here, you went ahead and tried to dig some information upon the family and their family, and harassed the family and harassed the son, and saying that they were trying to find her. Well, guess what?
I'm going to skip some of this.
I did find her, and I reunited her, and that is pretty damn pathetic. Pretty damn pathetic, trying to harass people. This is what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna make some more of talking.
Some other tirade shit here.
Goodbye. Here's this disgusting video, the disgusting bunch of crap. And all they can do is sit here and continually post stuff because they have no lives. They're pathetic malcontents. Anyway, Harmon, I knew you didn't go anywhere. I knew you were a mental case. And like I said to Harmon, I knew that you were very much alive and still alive in this stuff. You're pathetic. Get some mental evaluation, and yeah, the best thing I can tell you is control those raging thoughts, fat boy.
Okay. And he's fat himself. So that's pretty much it. So I guess the truth is out about Namsnoodle having raging thoughts. Obviously, you see the obvious. Go figure. This is Pitts 45,000's live stream / Namsnoodle's Raging Thoughts, and see y'all the fuck later. Goodbye. I finally got my mom to sleep after having trouble sleeping.